Peace to the family. This is Soul Conscious TV, and we're back with another lecture. Today I want to talk about the Akashic Records. What are the Akashic Records? How do you access them? What can be seen there? A brief historicity of the Akashic Records, and a good description and explanation. First of all, the Akashic Records is not a person. It is more of a place. I like to visualize it as the biggest library in the universe that ever existed. That existed since the creation of time or before time. Basically, I like to look at it as the Library of Alexandria, or maybe the Vatican Library, which holds all the universe's information from every soul that ever existed in any plane of the universe, from past lives, present lives, and future lives or events. So what are the Akashic Records? It is a record of your soul's journey that have happened in the past, present, or future. How do you access them? By releasing resistance and just letting go. By meditation. Or by telling the universe what you would like to know and allow it to flow through. What can be seen there? Human events, thoughts, words, emotions, past, present, and future events. So the Akashic Records, they refer to a frequency of grid programs that create our reality. It is Sanskrit, meaning sky, space, or ether. Understood to be a collection of mystical knowledge that is encoded in the ether or non-physical plane of existence. Most writings referred to the Akashic Records are in the area of human experience, but it's understood that all phenomenal experience as well as transcendental knowledge is encoded therein. So let's talk about the history of the Akashic Records. Those who champion the truth of the Akashic Records assert that they were accessed by ancient people of various cultures, including the Indians, the Moors, Tibetans, other people of the Himalayas, the Kemites or the Egyptians, the Persians, the Chaldeans, the Greeks, Chinese, Hebrews, Christians, Druids, and Mayans. It is held that the ancient Indian sages of the Himalayas knew that each soul, Jiva, Atma, or entity recorded every moment of its existence in a book. Nostradamus claimed to have gained access to the Akasha using methods derived from the Greek oracles, Christian and Sufi mysticism, and the Kabbalah, meaning the Kabbalah is the tree of life, as above, so below. Other individuals who claim to have consciously used the Akashic Records include Charles Webster, Annie Besant, Alice Bailey, Samuel Owen Ware, William Lilly, Manly P. Hall, Lillian Tremont, Dion Fortune, George Hunt Williamson, Rudolf Steiner, Max Heindel, and Edgar Casey, amongst others. A Chinese man named Su Jujing was reported to need only the first name of anyone to access the Akashic Records and describe their life history. Another Chinese seer named Tahao explored a variety of topics in the records which span over 2,000 years. In Surat Shadba Yoga cosmology, the Akashic Records would be located within the causal plane of Trikuti. Now let me tell you something. In my opinion, no one else can see your Akashic Records. The only way a person can see your Akashic Records is for divine intervention only. And even then when they see it, or if they can see it, is only a glimpse. Why would you want somebody to see your Akashic Records anyways? Think about that logically. That's like having somebody go into your emails. So when you see all these people saying that I read Akashic Records, I can open up your Akashic Records. That is more New Age magic, which is Wicca. I study more Witchcraft, which is the old religion from the old ways. Wicca basically came out in 1952. That is New Age magic. And I always say, and I learned from my master teacher, that anybody that says that they're going to get their Akashic Records read in New York or any place, we always say that soon a fool and their money will soon be parted. So, description and explanation of the Akashic Records. The Akasha is said to be the library of all events and responses concerning consciousness in all realities. Every life form therefore contributes and has access to the Akashic Records. And we can and we can basically achieve the focus, pre-consciousness state necessary to access the conscious records once we become attuned to the all, to the divine, to the source. So there's 10 top things you need to know about the Akashic Records. They contain the vibrational records of each individual soul and its journey. Number 2, everyone is in the Akashic Records. Yes, everyone. Number 3, there are 2 parts to each person's life: the blueprint of your soul, which never changes, and the story of your journey through time as human beings changes to reflect your growth in consciousness. Let me bring this up a little bit more, so that way I'm not looking this way. Number 4, every person is entitled to access their own Akashic Records. Number 5, Akasha is Sanskrit, or is a Sanskrit word meaning it means primary substance, that out of which all things are formed. Number 6, the Akashic Record exists everywhere in its wholeness and is completely available in all places. It's like energy. It is basically energy, or like energy, which is everywhere because everything is energy. And energy can never be killed or depleted, but it can be transferred because energy never dies. So, number 7, accessing the record can be extremely valuable. Your soul's very essence and expression, potentials, and purposes can be seen. Ways in which you can actually manifest your divine potential are available. Number 8, being in the Akashic Records involves the transmission of energy first, information second. Number 9, the purpose of accessing the Akashic Records is to dignify each person and situation. In other words, for divinatory means and purposes. Some things are not, or everything is not, oh, well, a person knew what was going on with me, or accessed this, or vibrated with me on another level, so he or she accessed my Akashic Records. No, that could have been like psychic intervention at that time, to where a means of the universe gave you a brief boom, 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 and you had like a sympathetic psychic connection, but it doesn't mean that it's the same thing. Number 10, the Akashic Record is a profound spiritual resource accessible through a simple, sacred prayer that will enable you to develop your own spiritual authority. So that's basically an introduction on what the Akashic Records are, the history of it, a description and explanation, how do you access them, and what can be seen there. This is Soul Conscious TV. Peace to the family. Like and subscribe. Ashe.